what level do we want to work at? Does it mean that every Native American with disabilities, or however you want to define that, has everything that he or she needs to live independently? Or do we want to define it a little more narrowly, that every ILC has the tools that they need to be able to do an effective job in serving that community?
The latter would be
I mean,
better.
there's two different ways of looking at that.
Because the first
And
one.
what we need to do is determine, for this plan, what is our vision? And really think about the entire discussion that we've had all day today. All of that is relevant to what we're trying to define right now. And Terry, if you can take notes on the board so everyone can see them. Who would like to be first? I'll call on someone. Okay. Yes.
Just to have something to throw darts at. My vision would be a community service system that is accessible, is as accessible to American Indians as to others, and where all people are valued equally.
That's the way I look at the world too. Native Americans and others.
Very honest.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody like to throw a dart at that?
I thought it did.
To enlarge upon it or narrow the focus? Or?
I liked it because it put the focus on the institution rather than the individual.
Could I ask
I like that.
if you could speak a little louder?
I
Thank
like
you.
that because it put the focus on the institution as opposed to the individual. You know, like there's something wrong with the individual, so let's fix it. As opposed to the service delivery. I like it.
Vaughn, do you want to enlarge on that at all? Does it make sense to you?
I like what Dave said, it turns the table a little bit, you know, puts more pressure on the system or an agency, and how can it better serve our people?
Well, is this our vision statement?
This is a vision statement for the strategic plan that we're putting together.
And the strategic plan is to do what?
Again, refer back to the purpose that we looked at.
sorry.
And if you,
Short-term memory.
So, what about,
which, and all, if you like, the purpose is to develop and disperse a statewide training program on strengthening Native American independent living services.
what about Native Americans have equal access to independent living services? Isn't that what we're trying to do? I guess it is in my mind, and that's why.
I don't really
I
agree
don't
as
think
a
that's
statement
appropriate.
because the issue isn't so much that
Right.
they don't have equal access, but that there are impediments to access. It's not that
Okay,
and that's really what we're setting out to do. Is division is to break down those impediments to access, whatever they are, whether they're real, perceived, whether it's a question of discrimination or a question of service, but to break down those impediments to service so that Native Americans with disabilities are served at the same, on the same level and the same rate as any other person with
Well, then
disability.
it's not equal at this point. So what if you
Well,
took
then
that
it's the
word out?
ILC's, the CFILC's responsibility to say the people with disabilities are served.
Are served.
Served, period,
Right.
but then achieve the same level of access in the community as anyone else. I mean, I think
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
you're building.
Yeah, that's good.
I really don't.
So really breaking down the obstacles
The
to the
barriers.
barriers to independent living services.
Do we break down the obstacles, or do we in some way enable the individual ILCs to do that?
No, I think we basically provide ILCs and other agencies, provide social service agencies the tools needed and guidelines to break down those barriers.
That's the mission, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that our plan is so
no,
different.
but then the vision statement would be that the
I think
ILCs
that-
have the
That it's
tools they
happened,
need
yes.
Right.
to break down those
Right.
impediments.
But not only
Okay.
ILCs, didn't I
Yeah.
hear you
I think
say
social
that-
service, I mean, our
Human
program
service
really is for
agencies.
human
Human
service
service.
Human
agencies in
service
general.
agencies. okay.
Because again, there's only 29 ILCs.
Yeah, so ILCs/human service agencies.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be independent living services?
Yeah.
No?
Sure.
Well, that's what we're looking at, independent living services.
Right.
That needs to be there. Right?
But that's provided by multiple types of agencies.
Right. I mean, many agencies provide, you know, so
And
not as,
and
not
so
as well.
our purpose is to enable all of those agencies to do this.
How about a comprehensive service system? Do you want to identify, can the identification come in the mission statement, and this becomes a comprehensive service system, as opposed to, and then that's the
Well,
next
that's
level?
actually, I think that's pretty well stated.
I worry, and Joe especially, because to me it's almost, I want to make sure that we're not in the medical model.
Right.
Right? And right now, it's a community, if we have a community service system, and if we change it to social, or what was your
Comprehensive.
comprehensive?
A comprehensive
Yeah.
service system.
Yeah, I think we need either community or ILS, or independent living
It
services.
can be comprehensive community services.
Now, in
Yes.
terms of the vision, my intent with that was not to see a service system that exists within a community, but a community that's accessible to everybody.
Mhm.
In terms of the big picture stuff.
Right,
So I think
exactly.
if we need subtext for that to explain it, but my intent was that I just see a community that's barrier-free.
Right. And if you put comprehensive in there, it would
Accessible,
Yeah,
as you
yeah.
stated, then we're breaking down.
Breaking down barriers, because really we're not talking about, it's not just access, it's not just creating access, it's also, I mean, there are barriers well beyond just getting in the door.
Right.
So, I mean, I just don't want it to be misconstrued by sort of, to say that we've created all this access, well, that's great, but
Yeah, we made a ramp.
you can get in, but if no one uses, it still doesn't mean someone's utilizing your service.
Okay, so what's missing from that?
Well, I think barrier is better. Barrier, obstacle,
So what if we put,
physical and otherwise.
what if we put that it's a community service system, not just accessible, meaning that it's open, but it's utilized by?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So
Accessible
accessible
to and utilized
and
by.
utilized by.
Yeah.
So that's patterning it on ADA language, accessible
Oh, I
to
see.
and usable by people with
Right.
disabilities. So if you say accessible to and utilized by
Yeah.
Native American.
Right.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Does that pretty much cover all the bases?
I don't know.
Can we call it a draft and move on?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
We can always come back and go like, see, that doesn't work.
Yeah, we can, but it's really important that we get this right, because this gives direction to everything. we're
Do
gonna
you
do
want
for this
Native
job.
American or American Indian?
So I don't mind spending more time on this to make
Well, I
sure
think it's definitely the right
everybody's.
direction.
Tribal?
Yeah.
Barbara?
Oh, I was just saying,
Tribal?
I just heard them talking, I was thinking of the same thing.
What do you mean, tribal what?
It says Native American, or using Native American, American Indian, or you, so tribal.
Tribal community.
Tribal.
Tribal community.
Tribal, yeah.
Tribal communities.
Yeah, tribal community.
Well, what do you think?
But
Barbara?
then,
Yeah, I said
Well, I like
American
tribal
Indians,
communities and I like American Indians.
I like American
Native
Indians.
Americans, I always think, I think Native American calls themselves Native American because they were born in.
you could be any,
Is it tribal communities? Is
They're
that-
Native California.
Does that descript?
You guys think tribal communities?
No, American Indian.
You think American Indian?
Tribal,
American Indians?
Suzanne
Well,
has
could be
a comment or a question?
any other tribe.
American Indian,
Suzanne?
American Indian. It
Okay.
should be that, and that's my
It
belief.
don't matter to me. Just call
I
me
think,
Pedro.
but the tribal is too
Broad.
broad, too, thank you, because tribal could be African tribal, you know, so I would like it to identify American Indian people.
California tribal community, that would be still too.
Still too
What's
broad.
wrong with American Indian?
Yeah, I like American Indian. but-
American
Can I ask you
Indian
just
in
a
most
process
academic
question?
settings.
What is everybody's take on Indians? I've heard this
Well,
in the
that's
Los
fine.
Angeles area, referring to both urban and reservation
You have my support.
American
Thank you.
Indians. Is that used up here?
Yeah, but, you know, usually within.
What is
the
that?
tribal
And a
community,
chain
yeah,
would have-
stuff, yeah.
I'm just.
Not so much, you don't hear that so
Not so
much.
much in the
I always,
document.
you always
Okay,
have this
great, that's
discussion
exactly
with
the
it.
answer.
This is just stick with American Indian.
Right.
A point to make is K-NAR.
Is that what we?
American Indians.
Yeah.
Suzanne has another
A point to make is K-NAR, which is the consortia
American.
is Native, and the dialogue that we had when we were talking about different things, they didn't want to change their logo, their K-NAR, because it's so well known in government and everything, but there was a dialogue where they were looking at American Indian as the appropriate
Right. But again.
terminology.
Right, and obviously they're a national group, you know, I mean, and stuff, so obviously the representatives, but even here, we are sitting, you know, from California representatives and some southern, you know, tribes or tribal communities, you know, prefer American Indian, and northern tribes or communities, it depends on who, you know, I mean, or what agency even, you know, prefer Native American.
True, but in
Well,
the,
our vision doesn't extend beyond California, really.
No, but I'm just saying, as
Yeah.
far as KNAR's
Differences in
discussion
California.
about, I mean, there's nation, or, you know, representatives nation, besides, you know, for California.
I mean, it's great if it works beyond California, but our
But it-
particular
yeah.
responsibilities.
Right.
You know, it is American Indian, that's what I just use, it's always AI/AM, or American Indian.
That's
Right.
That's what we all decided right
American Indian.
Have we come to an agreement on terminology, or have we agreed that there is no terminology?
We, California Native Tribal Communities decided American Indian.
California.
American.
Okay,
We
American.
decided American Indian.
You got it.
American
Should we do a
Indian.
slash?
No,
Let's do
no,
this.
American Indians.
We, I
A
said.
community service system that is
I was
as
speaking for you.
accessible and utilized by American Indians as it is to others? Or is that,
I don't like that, I don't
No,
like it
not
as
as
others,
as-
others. Like,
That's
it
like
sounds
A-Lot.
too- Yeah, it sounds.
It's like we're
We'll just leave the.
we're weird. We're
just
different.
utilized in communities that is
My voice is
accessible
not-
to and utilized by American
Yeah,
Indians?
period.
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 American Indians with disabilities.
Yes.
American Indians what?
With disabilities.
Yes.
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 We don't care about who the other.
No, Sarah.
RSA term.
All right, all right.
Disability.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, well, we're a people before we're a disability. Cool.
So,
Some of my clients.
What do we think?
And then take the word as out then?
A community system that is accessible to and utilized by American Indians with disabilities.
Yep.
Because as you're looking for
Yes,
something
as
else,
is
Right, yeah.
Comparison does not need to be
since we took out others.
Yeah, Thomas will be here.
Then they can go on and on. I'm gonna talk with
Very good.
Thank you, Joe,
Now we need a mission to
for
go
getting us
on.
started.
yeah.